Hello everyone and welcome back to The Sims 4 StrangerVille. Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing quite well myself. As you can see, my sim Nicholas Meyer is actually here, which is kind of crazy that he's in this Let's Play, but here he is. He's it's all based in the same world. I hope he doesn't get sick. I really do, because that'll probably mess up my other Let's Play, but there we go. Alright, so Maddox Ryder and Emerson Holden are here. They're having some burgers. They grilled them up freshly on the grill opposite their house because they just want to like relax. They want to have some fun, and they thought that maybe they would have some like nice things out here, and then maybe they would hit the bar and see what they could find out about what's going on, because it is kind of strange that all these people are acting weird. The girl from earlier that they saw that was acting strange actually walked past earlier, and she seemed pretty normal. So they actually don't know. So if that does happen again, I will cancel one of their interactions, get them up and get them talking to different people. But I do think they're going to travel, and I do think they're going to go to the bar, because it makes a lot of sense that the two of them would hit the bar, get a few drinks on their first official day in the town, because I do think that just kind of like is their thing. So let's come over and let's actually head to the bar now. Let's visit the bar, and we will go with Maddox, which would be kind of cool, because I do think if they go to the bar, they can ask a bit of people, they can get a few drinks, they can like, you know, get the stuff happen a little bit, and I think it'll be a little bit more interesting on them and themselves and kind of the storyline, because again, Maddox hasn't actually gone to work yet, Emerson still has the suspicions, and maybe they just think that it's a little bit, maybe they dreamt of the whole thing, because it does seem like a little bit of a weird thing. So unfortunately, you are actually not in your, wait, what did that say? It's Alien Night tonight. Parish patrons from around the other world. Okay, so you need to actually get you need to get dressed, my friend. You are in your, actually you're kind of okay. You, however, do need to change your outfit. Let's change your outfit into the wonderful everyday look, and then I guess we're kind of okay. So I think while we're here, let's have Maddox go straight in, maybe do a military introduction, and maybe we'll talk about StrangerVille with her, while Emerson goes over, and maybe we'll order some drinks. Let's order a drink, and maybe we'll order a barley bale. I think that'd be kind of cool to do. So I think that's kind of fun. So we'll have them do that. And then we can like have them like talk about different Patreons and stuff like that. Like have them like talk about different things with different people and just see how they get on. So maybe he's gonna ask the bartender. This is Eliza Pancakes. Holy crap, Eliza, what are you doing here? Holy crap. Okay, hello soldier. As you know, Guardian Secret Labs our creators are top priority, and they've all said that so far, which is very, very strange. And I don't know why they're saying that. Oh, there's an alien over here. I hope they don't cause that too much craziness. He's going to chat with Gilberto. So let's go ahead and talk about StrangerVille. Have you noticed the bizarre... Okay, here we go. If you notice these bizarre plants popping up around town, you best keep your distance from them. The local scientists have been running tests on them. Oh, so that might get Emerson a little bit curious, because he is a little bit busybody. He's kind of curious about it. Why are you so angry, sir? Why are you so angry? There we go. So maybe we'll talk about this guy with him and go talk about StrangerVille. See how he's doing. See if he knows anything. And then I do think that maybe we'd get Maddox a drink. However, it's Secret Lab in the crater, I want to go see it. Okay? So maybe let's go ahead and... Can we order a drink? Let's order a favorite drink. See what he orders. Order drink. Can we just order a normal drink, please? Order drink, yeah. Let's maybe get a root beer float. Yeah, let's get a root beer float for our little friend here. There's a lot of military personnel actually after popping in, which I don't know if he's comfortable or that, or if he's just a little bit weirded out by it. But he is going to work today at 6 AM, so he might not is not going to drink that much. But I do think he wants to figure out what's actually happening, what's going on, especially since there still is people acting a little bit curious and acting a little bit strange about the whole kind of thing. Okay, so after hearing all about that, Emerson, I think, is going to come over. He's going to like talk to these girls over here. Maybe he'll actually sit down. Maybe they'll sit down there. Can you sit down? Thank you. So maybe he's going to talk to them about StrangerVille. It seems there's a lot of aliens actually hanging out in StrangerVille, which is actually quite a normal thing, I guess. There's been a military in town, but it seems like there's a lot more of them around lately. And that is true. Emerson does know that's true because Maddox here himself is one of those beautiful little military personnel that actually was hired to come into town. Let's do a talk about StrangerVille introduction, just because we need to talk to 5 different people, and I do think that's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to talk to as many people as they can about StrangerVille, just to kind of get it, like, just kind of figure out what's actually happening. This bar is hopping, though. I really do think this bar is happening. I hate the little dust that went around there. That was kind of a bit spooky. So let's go ahead and let's see. Can we talk to StrangerVille? Talk about StrangerVille. Talk about StrangerVille. There we go. A lot more like a library. You should check it out. Ooh, scientist. So maybe we'll use a scientist career to get our little friend here some information. Because I don't think Maddox would let him go into the laboratory. Maddox would be very, very strict about that kind of thing and be like, hey, no, don't think that's appropriate. I don't think that's a thing that we should do. I don't think that's like a thing that we should do at all. So maybe we're going to have Emerson pop outside. Okay, so he's going to hop outside. And he's probably just going to like feel a little bit weird about things. And maybe he's had too much to drink. Maybe, is there someone coming outside to talk to him? No. If she comes outside, that's fine. So you can go here. Anyone that comes outside we'll talk to. So, for example, why are you? Oh, he wants to chat to his like husband. That's so nice. He like figured that he's missing, but no, sir, no. You're going to let him talk. Maybe you're going to come over here and you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to do a military introduction, and then you're going to like maybe talk about StrangerVille. Then maybe we're going to do friendly. Yeah, just keep talking to them. That's what you need. Emerson, you can talk to this person about StrangerVille, the alien, just before they go in. Quick, just before they go in, catch them off guard, and just ask them what they think about the area. Because I do think that's important for, you know, I'm always curious what goes on in the secret lab. After that explosion a few weeks back, I've not seen anyone go in or out. So that means that there was an explosion, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so I do think the two of them would go home, mainly because, oh, he's so happy. Mainly because he has to be up at 6 in the morning, which isn't really the best thing. He's up in 7 hours, so I do think he'd want to go home, get some rest and get some sleep. So I do think that's a thing that they would do, especially because I do think they want to get the best first impression. Because this is Maddox's first day at work, and I do think it's important. And as far as I know, you can actually, let's make him a little bit more sleepy, because I do think that's a little bit more natural. And you're a little bit sleepy too, so let's go to sleep there. I do think that's more natural for them and kind of like what they're doing and their life story. I think it's kind of easier for them. Why is there more clothes outside? I need to get a laundry basket. Let's actually buy a laundry basket right now, because honestly, plastic laundry baskets. Can I get a hamper? Yeah, there we go. You can have this little hamper and put it right here. There we go. So these they have a way to like put their clothes away, because their clothes just go everywhere. I don't know if people like actually played. I hate the fact that it actually glows. That glows at night. It's kind of a little bit creepy. Okay, you would not be willing to go to the bathroom. Okay, so you're getting up for work. Max starts working hour. What would you like to do? Let's go to work. He's definitely going to work, so I think he would get up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. He knows it's pretty bad, so let's take to the hamper. Maybe we'll mop. We'll use the bathroom, and maybe we'll just have a little light breakfast. Maybe just have a fruit salad, because I do think he would be, you know, he would be a little bit more formed about the things. He's used to this. He's used to kind of getting up and around and doing all that kind of jazz, where I do think his husband would just, you know, drift off to sleep. It would be completely fine. He wouldn't be too ashamed. So we're going to pop that back down to being a little bit lower. There we go. Okay. So you're going to grab your clothes there. Perfect. Pop them in there. I think he's going to work soon. I don't think he's actually going to be able to have some breakfast, which is unfortunate. Okay, so we're not going to have breakfast. I guess we're just going to have to go to work, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Oh, look at you. Look at you, my boy. You're so sexy, my dude. You're so cute. I actually really, really like this look on him. He's like, he's having it. He's living his dream. He's like 100% here for it. I think he is he is a looker. He is definitely a looker. He's like having some fun. He's just living his dream. So I wonder, can we go with him to work, or does he just go off? Maddox is off to work. Okay, so that's just something that we just can't deal with. So I guess we can't just go with him, which is unfortunate, because I did think we would end up going with him to the military base. But that's fine. I heard of someone famous for the lounge. I'm not going to go Gilberta, so unfortunately. So I do think now that our partner is at work, he would get up a little bit weird. We'll say that. Maybe he would come over here, have some breakfast. So let's have some brunch. Let's have a eggs benedict. I think that would be kind of cool. And I do think then he would get dressed after that and oops, sorry, change outfit to everyday. Is there like a, okay, yeah, we'll just go to everyday, because I do think that Emerson's a little bit more curious about what's going on at the secret lab. So I do think while his husband's at work, he might drive on over there and just maybe just have a little bit of a look and see what's happening, because it is pretty strange. People have been talking about it non-stop, so I'm kind of a little bit curious myself about what's going on there. Or maybe we would go to that curio case guy that's down at the end of the lot. Maybe we would talk to him instead. I'm not too sure. But I definitely think that he would go towards the laboratory. He'd be a little bit more curious about it, a little bit more strange, a little bit more, just a little bit more. We don't want to like wash ourselves just yet. Yeah, you just went to the bathroom. I don't know what you're doing, dude. Okay, so you're going to put that in the dishwasher, and then we're going to travel, because that's what we want to do. So let's travel on your own, because that's what you're doing. So he's going to travel and take a little bit of a gander at this laboratory that's over on the desert. Maybe he jogged out there. Maybe he just had a little bit of a look. But I do think that there is something going on. So I think he would have a little bit of a look out. Maybe even not even stepping inside, just kind of wandering over and being like, I wonder what's actually out here. It seems to be pretty strange. And there actually is no military personnel over here to stop us, so maybe he thinks it's a little bit okay. So I think he's like, oh, this is very strange, because we're gonna pop inside. We're gonna just jog, because he's having a little bit of a thing. We need to make this, there we go. So I think he'd have a little bit of a look. There's more plants, so we'll have a look at the plants. We'll be like, hey, there seems to be a lot more of them out in the desert than normal, which is a bit strange. So Emerson, I think, would try this door. Maybe if it does come down, we'd step inside. Let's see if we can step inside of it. I think the knives would drive him inside. So it does seem like the building itself is quite abandoned. Doesn't seem to be anything here. Can we step forward into here and just have a little bit of a look? Okay, as the computer doesn't seem to turn on. There seems to be like a thing here, documents on the ground. Nothing really kind of standing out to us in kind of a sense of like, oh, you know, there's something going on. But I do think the pulsing would, I think, draw him closer in. There we go. So I think he would find this door and he'd be a little bit curious. Maybe let's examine this door. I can't believe he's doing all this while his husband's at work. He's just curious. He's like, he doesn't realize that he's doing something like terribly bad. I think he's just a little bit curious about what people were saying. And maybe he's like, you know, I've nothing else to do. I'm not working right now. Might as well just go and explore. Door is locked. Looks like it requires a key card. Someone around town might know how to get one. Before leaving, poke around Secret Lab to gather more information. So this is what I think he would do. I think he would come over and he would just have a little bit of a gander and search around and see what he could find in this kind of a thing. I do think that's kind of something that he would like have a little bit of a look at. So let's see. He found a partially redacted report, which is interesting. Okay, so maybe we're going to come in here and we're going to search all these little things for evidence. Okay, we can search down here too. And I don't know how long he's going to have to search for these evidences, because I think, what time does his husband finish work at? His husband finished work at 2 a.m., so he needs to be out of here by 2 a.m. So we don't know if we're going to get all of the evidence, but I do think he'd leave before his husband has finished work. So maybe just that one evidence, and then he'd skedaddle and maybe come back a different time. So I do think that's definitely something that he would do. Has to scroll note. Okay, so we need to go because it's nearly 2 a.m. and his husband is nearly home, which is interesting. Oh, we got a promotion. I think I just saw a promotion there. Let's have a little bit of a look and see what we got. I think I think it's actually quite nice that he did get a promotion. So let's see. Maddox is promoted to private 4 class. He will now make an additional $8 per hour and a grand total of $34 per hour. He also received the following bonus: 581 a medal display case, and a bravery heart. His next mission is Thursday at 6 a.m. So that's fine. Maddox, I think, is doing the same. Look at him. He looks so silly and so cute wearing his little outfit. So I do think he would be like, hey, I got promoted, you know, and he'd come over and they'd hug about it. And I think he would be so impressed about it. Maybe he would even do a, what's that, that look where you kind of show off your muscles. What's that? I think he would do that. He'd be like, hey, look at me. I'm so macho. I impressed everyone. I kind of, you know, I think he would do that. So let's, give inspirational speech. Let's see that. He's like so impressed about himself, and he's so, you know, he's having so much fun that he did all this kind of stuff, and he's just excited, you know, to share these news that he got promoted to his partner. So there we go. So he's gonna give him a heartfelt compliment. Thank you so much for having faith in me. I'm so glad we did this move. It's already working out for me. He's gonna compliment his husband's appearance because he's completely in love with Emerson. He's definitely in love with Emerson, but I don't know if Emerson is gonna tell him the truth about things. Maybe we'll even ask Emerson about his day, and maybe he'll reveal deep secret. Okay. So let's see. Can we ask him about his day? Ask about her day, and I don't know if Emerson will do it. Maybe if the speech bubble comes up, we can say that he told him, but it's up to Emerson right now what he actually says. Why are you going to sit down? Adabots like to come over and hang out. Oh. Oh. Okay. Why is our supervisor coming over? That's a bit strange. That's very strange. Maybe Maddox is sitting him down and be like, hey, I don't know why she's coming over. She didn't say anything at work. Do you know anything? Like, I don't know why she's coming over. At least she's on her military career, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and answer the door. Let's go in and greet her. What are you doing? We can question about the military base? I don't think we would do that. I definitely don't think we would do that. Okay, let's, why, is she mad? Oh, maybe she did find out about it, so she's like opening up to Maddox about things, and she's like, hey, like we discovered someone like messing around the base. I don't know who would do that. They're so like frustrating. We're trying to keep these people safe, and they're just like all over the area, and they just don't know when enough is enough. And she's like so frustrated, and Maddox is a little bit, I think Maddox is too. He's frustrated. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like I don't know who would be stupid enough to go near a base that's clearly under guard. I think that it's definitely something that, like, you know, we're trying to do, and I totally respect our mission. And maybe she's like, oh, you're so lucky that your husband is like, you know, nice, and how like he like listens to you. I wish everyone in this town was like him. And I do think that she would be, she's very, very frustrated about things. Maybe we'll talk about Strangerville with her, because I do think he wants to examine the sealed door if he does find out about it. I tried to distract these people. Okay, there we go. That's what she's going to say. Yes, exactly. This is falling into place. It's our job to protect those people from whatever those science geeks found in the secret lab. I wonder what's in the restricted area. And I think Maddox would be a little bit interested in it himself. And maybe he would be a little bit curious and say, hey, you know, maybe I should go have a little bit of a look. And maybe he'd bring his partner too, just to see it. And maybe his partner wouldn't be too kind of pressed about it. Who is this? You are strangely good looking. You silly person. Okay. So he's going to talk about it. They're going to try and calm him down. Heartfelt compliment. No, you need to heartfelt compliment. No. Gossip about coworkers. Do it. Don't knock over our bin, please. Okay, we're going to complain about the heat. Then we're going to try and calm her down, because that is what we need to do. We need to calm our boss down. She's frustrated. Maybe she even asks him. Maybe she's like, hey, can you maybe take a walk out there later on? Can you have a little bit of a look and see if there's anyone hanging around? Maybe you can figure out how they're getting in. If you could, that would be a major help to us. I think I'd really, really appreciate that, and I think it would be kind of nice of us to do that. So maybe we can discuss some interests. Maybe we can like calm her down a little bit. Let's tell a funny joke. I do think that we want to calm her down and make her a little bit like just I think we want to calm her down and just give her an inspirational speech. And we're going to do aspirations. Where was that there? Express admiration. I think he would definitely express his admiration for her. Hey, listen, you're doing a fantastic job. It's not your fault these people aren't listening to you. I'll definitely go out. I'll have a look at the base. I'll see what's there. We were going to take a walk out in there anyway. And we'll just have a little bit of a look and see what we can do. And I do think he would be more honest. Maddox would be a little bit more honest than Emerson anyway. About the whole different thing. Oh my god, look at this dude. He's like killing it over here. Okay, so you need to come out here. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's ask her to leave. And I do think that then we would head over to the base again and see what we can do. Because I think Maddox wants to have a look and see. My boss is over. She was pretty angry about the whole situation. I want to go out and check it. We can have like a little bit of a jog. Because I do think the two of them do jog together. They do jog a lot. So I do think that would be something that they would do. So I should really get going. Thank you. So he's super excited now. He's like, yes, yes, yes. We get to finally see what's happening. So I do think two of them would definitely head out there. So let's go ahead and see what they can do. Because I do think that Maddox and Emerson is a little bit anxious about going out from what he saw. Whereas Maddox is kind of doing his duty as a military career person. He's like on it. He's like, hey, I'll take this over. Don't worry. We'll figure out how they're getting in. So this is how they're getting in. I love how it says the blank lab. So I do think he's a little bit confused about the whole different thing. He's a little bit confused with the whole situation, kind of going, why is there such a big hole over here? And what are these weird looking plants? So I do think he'd be a little bit curious about the whole thing. And I think Emerson would go over here and be like, hey, this door is open. Kind of like using this opportunity to kind of pull his husband with him to kind of be like, hey, you know, there is something going on here. We need to be having a look. So I do think that's the case. So maybe Maddox will come out here. Perfect. And I do think we're a little bit confused about the whole thing. So maybe... Okay. So I think he would come over and examine the door himself. Whereas Maddox would still, Emerson would still go through everything and search for evidence. Because he's already seen the door. He doesn't really care about the door. He's going more for the evidence of things that's happening. And I do think he would try and hack, but he can't. He's not powerful enough yet. Okay, so we can't search for evidence there. Is there anything over here that we can search? Search this for evidence. Search this for evidence. And then I think we would just go home. Door's locked. Okay, so he has a task now. I think he would do the same as whereas try asking Stranger for evidence. Okay, perfect. So encrypted USB device. That's interesting that you can't search different devices for evidence. That's actually interesting. You're not sleepy. You're a little bit silly. But I do think they would maybe search for evidence over there and just have a little bit of a look around and just maybe use this opportunity to search. I think maybe Emerson coerced Maddox into like searching, being like, hey, you know, you should probably tidy up these documents that are lying around. Maybe there's something important here that people are getting, and maybe that's what the conspiracy is about. So maybe that's why Maddox is searching. It's a bit far-fetched at this stage, trying to get the two of them in here. But I do think Emerson's more of kind of the curious nature, and Maddox is kind of, we shouldn't be in here, but while we're here, I might as well just check that there's nothing important in these documents at all. But I do think he's a little bit more curious about the stuff. So now that he's there, let's have him use the bathroom. That makes a lot of sense. And maybe he can actually get some food while he's here. That'd be kind of cool, just robbing the place of their food, even though it's all abandoned. So I do think he would report this gate open anyway to their infrared microfilm. Nice. I do think he would report this to his boss and be like, hey, so maybe they're going to invite their boss over to the bar at night. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. So maybe this evening or even tomorrow evening, I think that would make sense. So I think we're going to wait for him to see if he found anything, and then we're going to head home. So you're going to head home after this. And Emerson, did you find anything? Are you finding anything here? He found a clandestine dongle. Okay, so you need to head home. Because you cannot be here without your husband. You know this. But I do think that Emerson's after finding a lot of information that's been hidden at this base. And I do think he's a little bit more curious than Maddox believes him to be. So, Maddox, you are going to go ahead and you're going to cook a lovely little meal for your partner. So let's serve some dinner. Let's serve some vegetable dumplings. Oh, that's nice. And then you, I guess you're a little bit smelly from going around in the dirt because you did work out actually. And let's take a bubble bath. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a complete pleasure. I love you guys so much, but I really do think the story is taken full. I do think they're investigating the story in a natural way, and they're kind of doing things in a natural format, and we're kind of exploring a little bit more. And I am curious to see what's in the laboratory. Are you guys? And also, by the way, I will be removing all spoiler comments from the comment section. So yeah, please don't spoil. Alright guys, bye.